Chef Ida back here with you. Today we are going to make muffins using the Muffin Method. Very simple mixing method used for a variety of quick breads, and it doesn't get much simpler than this. The basic procedure is all of the dry ingredients are mixed together in one bowl. All of the liquid ingredients are mixed in another bowl. They are gently combined so as not to overmix or create any gluten development. And then they are immediately deposited into our prepared muffin pans and will go directly into a preheated oven. So it's very important that your pans are prepared in advance and that your oven is preheated, in this case to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's get started. I'm going to take all of my dry ingredients and simply pour them into this large bowl. So I've got flour, and this is baking powder and salt and sugar. So this is a very simple recipe, as you can see. So this is a good base recipe for making any kind of muffin or many different kinds of muffins or quick breads that you would like by adding other ingredients. This would go very easily into a blueberry muffin or a pumpkin muffin by varying, obviously, the spices and the liquids that you're using. But we're keeping this simple. So for my liquid, I simply have milk and eggs. Now the one other thing, muffins, the muffin method is always used with a liquid fat, and which would include oil or melted butter, and in this case I've got melted butter. Perfect. So I normally will put the eggs and the dairy into the bowl first. Break up my eggs and my milk, make sure that they are combined well. And then add the butter or oil if you're using it at this point. Now, ideally, these ingredients should be close to room temperature. That way, if you're using melted butter, it doesn't re-solidify and float on top of your liquid. So you can see those are all very well combined at this point. I will now combine my dry ingredients, make sure that they are dry, blended well, because we have a lot of small ingredients here. You might have spice, certainly salt and baking powder, and if you don't uniformly mix them at this point, they may not be distributed well throughout the mix. Also, by aerating it with the wire whisk, it takes the place of sifting, and it actually lightens up the whole batter as well. Okay, you don't have to overdo it, just enough to get it light and well mixed. And then really, quite simply, we just make sure that our liquid is well combined. Just going to pour it right on top of our dry. Just all of it goes right into the bowl. And then we will just gently, this is called folding. We're just going to fold these ingredients together in a deft but gentle way. And we're trying to develop very little or no gluten with this product because we don't want tough muffins. Overmixing will cause a number of problems. Something called tunneling can occur. And I'll show you that later when we cut open a muffin. Hopefully I won't show that to you actually. So that's about it. You can see everything is well mixed. A little bit of lump, but not much, and that's fine. That's exactly what we're looking for. All right. And now we immediately, because of our baking powder, which is going to act very quickly now, We want to get these deposited into our prepared muffin tins and get them into the oven so that the structure of the muffin sets at the time that all of the carbon dioxide has been given off by our baking powder. Using about a scoop and a half here of this. Want them to be even. You don't want any more than about 2/3 of that muffin tin filled, because you want it to have some room to increase in size in the oven. And those will settle down with the heat of the oven. They should be right on the money. Try to keep everything neat, clean, tidy. Whenever you are portioning out anything, we want to make sure that we use every last bit of the batter. So in this case, we want to make sure that everything is even. This is where our profit is. It's right here. So you don't want to leave anything in the bowl. My bowl scraper to make sure that I get to the very bottom of this. If you see what's going on here, it's common for people to throw this away, which is a huge mistake. You're going to see that there's almost a whole nother muffin in here. So I'm going to use this to finish that one. Use that. Finish that one. And then what is left here, I think I see one that could be topped off just a little bit more. So when you get to the bottom of your bowl, it should be about as clean as you can get it. All right, and that's it. Now, could we do other things? Could we sprinkle toppings over this? Yes. Certainly oats or streusel or large granulated sugar, sanding sugar it's called. Endless what you can do. So at any rate, they are deposited nice, even, consistently. Now they're going to go into our 400-degree oven, and in about 12 to 15 minutes, I'll show you what they look like. All right, so we're going to pull these muffins out of the oven. They've been baking for 15 minutes at 400 degrees. And, oh, looks like they might have another minute or two to go, but we're going to check them. You can see they're very consistent. They've got a nice golden quality to the top of them. This one looks like it's just a little bit underdone. The way we check is, do they spring back when we press on the middles? And that's it. They're hot, they're sanitary, it's not a problem. But I'm going to give these just about one more minute. Make sure they're fully baked. And we're going to rotate them for even baking, although your oven is very good. Alrighty. So you can see we got just a little more color on them. And there we go. Beautiful, plain, simple, fully baked, good color on them. And that's it. So we'll let those cool just a little bit, and then we'll turn them out and let them cool completely. We do not want to let them cool in the pans fully, or they will steam and they will collapse. Now obviously you could fill them a little bit more if you wanted more of a muffin top on them. It's really up to you. And anytime we are handling finished product, we use gloves. All right, that's a given. All right, let's take a look inside of our muffin, see what the structure looks like, give you some idea of what appropriate muffin structure should be. So you can see it peels out of our paper very easily. That's good. It's not stuck. And we're just going to cut it in half and take a look here. Whoop. That's great. So it's very, very tender all the way through. And you can see it has a nice even crumb, but it's delicate, it's light. We don't see what we call tunneling, which would be big air pockets that run vertically through the dough. That means that we got it into the oven quickly and efficiently after mixing. It means that the oven was at the appropriate temperature and that our mixing was done well. I cannot wait to try these.